Damien and Jessica O'Brien murdered their 7-year-old son. They didn't use a weapon. They didn't use their hands. They used potato chips, french fries, and a house so filled with garbage that paramedics couldn't fit inside the room with his body. Casper O'Brien was 7 years old. He was nonverbal. He was autistic. And on the morning of November 4th, 2025, he weighed 255 pounds. When his mother called 911 and said he wasn't breathing, what first responders found inside that house on Dana Street in Flint Township, Michigan, remains one of the worst cases of child neglect this country has ever seen. On the grass won't wash away. Undetected The call came in just before 8:30 in the morning. Jessica O'Brien told dispatch that her son wasn't breathing. When paramedics arrived, they pushed through the front door, and immediately the scene stopped them cold. One officer wrote in the police report that they could not even enter the house. There was no room. The floors weren't visible beneath the garbage. The clutter stretched wall to wall. Casper was laying inside. He was 4 foot 2 inches tall. He weighed 255 pounds. He was in a soiled diaper. His body was covered in what police described as some of the worst open sores and rashes they had ever seen. Paramedics attempted life-saving measures right there inside the house, but there wasn't enough space. They had to move him into the ambulance just to work on him. Casper was pronounced dead at Hurley Medical Center a short time later. The cause of death, according to the Genesee County Medical Examiner, dilated cardiomyopathy, a disease where the chambers of the heart became so enlarged and weak they could no longer pump blood. Contributing factor, morbid obesity. Casper's BMI was 71.7. For context, the CDC growth chart places the typical BMI for a 7-year-old boy at about 16. The probable cause affidavit paints a picture that is difficult to describe. There was no working toilet in the 3-bedroom house. Feces was reported throughout, insects, wall-to-wall trash. Casper's mother told police he didn't like water, that bathing him was difficult, so instead she used baby wipes 2 to 3 times a week. She estimated his last actual bath had been 6 months before he died. His daily diet, according to his mother's own words to detectives, a large bag of potato chips, french fries, carbonated water, apple juice, day after day, month after month. Casper was bedridden. He could not move on his own. He developed severe bed sores. His body was rotting while he was still breathing. And no one outside that house knew. No teacher, no doctor, no social worker, no neighbor. The children had never been enrolled in school. They had never come to the attention of Child Protective Services. Genesee County Prosecutor David Litton said it plainly. I don't think the school district, I don't think CPS, I don't think anybody in the government knew these children existed. Now here's where the neglect becomes indefensible. Casper was taken to a doctor exactly once, February 20th, 2024, at an urgent care clinic. At that visit, he weighed just over 104 pounds. He was diagnosed with an acute cough, throat congestion, and metabolic disease. The doctor referred him to a pediatric endocrinologist. He never went. His mother told detectives she suspected Casper was autistic. He was nonverbal, but he was never evaluated, never treated, never helped. 1 year and 9 months passed between that urgent care visit and his death. In that time, Casper more than doubled his weight from 104 pounds to 255. A 151-pound gain in a child who couldn't speak, couldn't walk, couldn't ask for help. The medical examiner's report noted something else. Casper's obituary, posted by Sharp Funeral Home, described him as a bright, loving young boy whose joyful spirit touched everyone around him. It also noted he was preceded in death by a brother. Prosecutors revealed that Casper had a twin brother, stillborn at birth. The same time his now 5-year-old sister was delivered. Authorities do not believe there were suspicious circumstances in the stillbirth, but it means Casper never had a chance from the beginning. He entered this world already fighting, and the two people who should have fought for him didn't. When police arrived that morning, they found something else. A 5-year-old girl, Casper's sister, running around outside the house. Naked, dirty, knots in her hair. Prosecutor Layton described her with words that will stay with anyone who reads this case file. She was like a feral child. Doctors examined her at the hospital. She weighed 130 pounds. She was morbidly obese. Her hygiene was described as poor. She had a significant cough. She was removed from the home that same day by Child Protective Services. She is now in temporary foster care. One of the children's abuse charges against the O'Briens relates specifically to her, not just Casper. This was not a single victim failure. This was a household, 2 parents, 2 children, and both children were dying slowly, in plain sight of the adults who were supposed to protect them. This is the detail that makes it worse. Damien O'Brien had a good job. The family had health insurance, good health insurance. Prosecuting Layton was blunt. What's baffling to me is that the dad had a good job. He had health insurance, good health insurance. Why they didn't take them to the doctor is beyond me. And then there is this. On the very morning Casper went into cardiac arrest, the same morning his mother called 911 because her 7-year-old son had stopped breathing, the parents made another call first. They called a veterinarian because their dog was sick. The dog got a vet. Casper got a bag of potato chips. Both parents told investigators they suffered from mental health issues. Their attorney have said it's too early to comment on the allegations. Damien O'Brien's lawyer stated he will defend Mr. O'Brien in the courtroom, not through the media. Both are presumed innocent until proven guilty. But the facts are not in dispute. The condition inside that house, the weight, the sores, the filth, the 5-year-old running naked outside, those are not allegations. Those are what police found with their own eyes. On June 23rd, 2026, 7 months after Casper's death, Damien O'Brien, 40, and Jessica O'Brien, 41, were formally charged. Second-degree murder, torture, 3 counts of second-degree child abuse. Under Michigan law, if convicted of second-degree murder, each parent could face up to life in prison. They are being held without bond at the Genesee County Jail. Their next court appearance is scheduled for July 2nd, 2026, a probable cause conference. Prosecutor Layton called it an extraordinarily tragic, sad case. He said it had been hard on his staff, hard on the Flint Township Police, hard on CPS. He also said this case is important because a child's life was taken, and we're going to do our job in the courtroom. Casper O'Brien never went to school. He never had a friend who could call his name. He never had a doctor who could track what was happening to him. He never had a teacher who might have noticed, who might have made the call that could have saved his life. He had 2 parents, 2 adults, one with a job, one with a phone, capable of dialing 911, which she used eventually when it was too late. He was 7 years old. He was nonverbal. He was autistic, and none of that is why he died. He died because the people who were supposed to feed him fed him enough. The people who were supposed to bathe him let him rot. The people who were supposed to take him to a doctor took the dog instead. 255 pounds at 7 years old. On the grass won't wash away. Undetected.